Joe, it's one thing not to execute and miss shots and make mistakes, but kind of the lack of hustle, getting beat on back doors, letting Halliburton step into threes. What happened in the first half? Why did you guys play so poorly?
Yeah, I just didn't play with a great sense of urgency, didn't play with an awareness, and didn't play with a sense of details.
How much of a concern is it's not the lack of execution, but not playing hard at all times? And what can you do about that?
Yeah, not really concerned about that in the sense of I think it's the first half that we've had where we really got outplayed from an effort standpoint. And so I would be more concerning if we didn't play a completely different style in the second half. And so we just have a choice to make. What team do we want to be? The team that was the first half or the team that was the second half?
And what was your response to them at halftime? What did you say to them?
You have to decide what team you want to be, a team that played that way or a team that's going to play a much better version of basketball on both ends. And I thought they did a good job responding.
Joe, on that last shot by Jason, the foul, what did you see there, and are you not able to challenge that?
You're not, so it didn't really matter what I saw because you can't challenge it.
And it looked like you guys trapped a lot more defensively, turned the pressure up in that second half. Is that an adjustment you made, and is that something you might have to go to earlier in games?
Have to or choose to. I think, it depends on just kind of how the game is going, but it's definitely something that we've started to do over the last 5 or 6 games, and so I thought we were getting better at it.
Coach, after halftime, Al Horford made those back-to-back threes. Rick Carlisle immediately called a timeout, less than 2 minutes into it. Just that what was the overall vibe in that timeout? What were you telling those guys? It seemed like you guys were all fired up, and did you seem like you had a lot to say to them?
Yeah, it's just a long game. So like you said, we cut it to 5, and so being down 20 in the third quarter, obviously it's not something you want to do, but it happens in the NBA, and so just wanted to build an awareness that if we could get to a point where we can come back, and I thought we cut it to 5, and so that was just kind of the message, was keep chipping away at it.
Is that when you said the speech about which team you want to be in the second half?
No, that was at halftime. Yeah, it wasn't really a speech; it was just a question.
Coach, I'm wondering if you can talk about the decision to start Pritchard and what you saw out of him playing with the starters.
I thought he played great. I thought he gave us great hustle. He's just a guy when you're down, I always said I trusted him, and when you're in a situation where you have a chance to give him an opportunity, I think it's important to do so. I thought he did a great job playing.
You mentioned like the start being just not what you wanted in terms of the energy. It would seem, especially given the way you guys have played recently / the results, that wouldn't be an issue. There'd be like a motivation to bounce back right away. What do you think maybe is the cause of kind of like a lethargic half, given how things have gone recently?
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably, I'll have to figure that out, just through film and talking to the guys. I don't know why we would come out in the first half like that, but we did. And so we had a choice to make, and we made a choice to be better, and we have to find a way to just, not have that anymore.
In the second half, you guys generated 26 points in the paint, 22 on second chance opportunities. How important is it, not just when you're down or late in the game, to aggressively challenge a defense, even when they're in good position, to really see and make them prove that they can stop you?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job just putting pressure on the rim and making the right read. And so that was important, that we kept playing with pace and force. And we did a great job in the third quarter of coming back defensively. But, there's 3 things. There's first, not getting outplayed in the first half. Then there's the positive of playing harder in the second half. And then when you do get it close after using all that energy, you have to execute in the details. And so that's kind of how the game went.
Joe, one of the issues last year, it seemed with Ime, is there was times he didn't know what team was going to go out there and play. He had no idea how the team was going to perform. Is that a concern when you're just not sure lately how the guys are going to play, how they're going to respond? And is it something, do you need a players-only meeting? Do you need to take a break, go bowling? What do you need to do to get the guys to figure this out?
Concern? I don't get concerned, Gary. I just kind of, we're out where we are. And you have to rely on who our guys are as people. And you have to rely on the process of what we're trying to build. And so, a half like this, I would be more concerned if it was 2 halves, but it was 1. And we're not playing well. But up until this point, we have competed defensively, and it was an offensive issue. And so in moments like this, I think it's important to trust your guys because they've been through a lot, and they've had games like this, and they've had bounce back, and we've proven to be a really good team. And you'd have to trust the relationships that we build to just have a conversation. But I'm not concerned that I'm not going to know what team is coming in. I'm fulfilled, and I'm okay with the fact that I know our guys as people, and I know their character, and I know, we're going through a little bit of a hard stage, and that's part of the NBA. It's also hard when you play the way you did in the beginning of the year and you set such a high standard. It's hard to play to that all the time, and so we have to learn how to make that standard, a habit.
Rob Williams, changed the game for those stints that he was in the second half. Is this the best that he's looked, and how is he feeling?
Yeah, I haven't asked him how he's feeling after the game today, but he played really well, and he definitely brought a different energy for us, and he's continuing to get better, and so I was very happy where he's at.
And then any pride in the way Aaron Nesmith played tonight and just the impact that he's made on that team?
I'm happy for him. He's a good person. He's a good player. He works really hard. Paid his dues in the league, and I'm happy for him. Thank you.